So a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine goes to a really crowded, popular restaurant without making a reservation. He gets up to the maitre d' and she says, "I'm sorry, but we have no available tables at this time." So my friend, really wanting to impress his date, takes a 50 out from his wallet, flips it across the table. Boom, he's in. My friend comes back to the same restaurant, but this time he learned his lesson, so he made a reservation. He gets up to the maitre d', but this time she says, "I'm so sorry, but we're not able to honor the reservation at this time. Unless you could maybe help me out?" So my friend again takes out a 50, slides it across the table. Now, to be sure, bribery and extortion are closely linked, but which of my friend's dinners was bribery and which one was extortion? These are some of the oldest crimes we have in the history books, dating all the way back to English common law from the Middle Ages. But even back then, there was a distinction between the two. Extortion is a word that dates back to the late 1200s. In an extortion situation, you are trying to get something out of someone else, usually by force. You're being forced to pay for average service that should actually be provided for free. It comes from the Latin word meaning to twist out of. In a bribery situation, you're giving something in order to get something else. You're trying to get better than average service by paying an authority figure.
You just tried to bribe a federal officer.
No, technically I didn't bribe anybody.
Dating back to the 1300s, it comes from the French word bribe, which meant to give scraps of food as alms, as in charity. That definition took a turn for the worse, didn't it? So speaking of food, going back to the restaurant situation, what happened with my friend is he bribed the maitre d' and then she extorted him. My advice, go to a different restaurant and leave a Yelp review.